this at the stage the whole time. Alright, so my name is Richard Quo, and I used to be a key clubber about 8 years ago. I used to be the Lieutenant Governor for Division 4 West Dragons in the house. Alright, so I'm here today. So I'm going to tell you right now that I am a youth speaker. So I go to high schools, colleges, things like that to go speak in front of crowds like all of you today. And I'm really excited, and there's a reason why I'm telling you that, not to just brag about that, but more so to let you know that I used to be a key clubber, and I didn't really have aspirations of what I want to do with my life, and then I realized last year that this was my calling, so I quit my job, my corporate job at Sony Pictures, with a nice stable paycheck, everything like that, and I realized this is what I want to do. And that's part of what today's presentation is going to be about. So today's going to be, the presentation is how to be an effective leader. What is the difference between being, not just being a leader, but an effective leader? What does that mean? There's a difference. Like on your program, it says how to be a leader. This is actually how to be an effective leader, because all of you here today are already leaders. So I'm gonna share with you how to be an effective leader. Okay? So today, let's check this out. I want you to imagine. I want you to imagine that you're in the middle of the desert. This is not just any desert, it's a hot desert. So hot, you got police and firemen, and it's so hot, the Dragon Ball retirement. Bruno Mars reference. So, imagine we're in the desert, or you're in the desert, alright? And you're by yourself. That's you. You're a cactus. You're standing there, and you're a leader. It's so hot outside, but you're going to stand there because you believe in something, or maybe you don't believe in something right now, but you know that there's something inside you that you're like, you know what, I got to do this. Regardless if no one else is standing there, no one else believes in what I'm doing it because I believe in it, and that's why you're standing there. All right. So this cactus, I believe there are the top three distinguishing traits that separates leaders from effective leaders, I believe, are this. Okay. Alright? And that stands for connection, authenticity, and courage. Connection, authenticity, and courage. Connection is being able to connect with people one-on-one, making eye contact, and really seeing heart to heart. Authenticity is just being real, it's just being yourself. And then courage is willingness to just take action in what you believe in. Alright, so let's get going. Creepy eyes. Connection. Like I said, connection. Connection is not just staring at someone, staring someone down. Like I said, connection is really about seeing eye to eye. It's really about understanding what's in it. What are the other people thinking right now? I mean, like, for example, all of you standing in this room, right now I'm thinking, wow, I remember how it was like to be a decon. I remember, oh man, I got to sit through all these sessions. Like, some people are like excited, and a lot of people are like, why am I here? And my goal for this next 30 minutes is to just make it, hopefully, one of the most impactful 30 minutes this weekend for you. That's my commitment. Alright, so for people who didn't comment, I'm going to pause real quick. And I want to say, so like I said, I was key club about 8 years ago, and being up here today is super exciting for me. Like, this is like a dream come true, to really just give back to my family, the people who raised me to become who I am and get me where I am today. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to be here. All right. So let's go back to connection. Connection. I remember when I was in Key Club. I was the lieutenant governor, so I was kind of, cool kid. And people liked me. People liked who I was, but I didn't really like myself. I wasn't very confident with who I am as an individual, and what that did was, every single time I tried to connect with people, it didn't really work out. It didn't make sense. it didn't make sense to me, and if it doesn't make sense to me, it doesn't make sense to the other person completely. See, before when I talk about connection, it would look something like this. It'd be like, okay, so connection's about it's about making eye contact. It's about making just heart-to-heart connections and really just connecting with people. And today, when I say connection, it's not a script. Connection is about being present. It's about being real. It's about connecting with people in the audience, making eye contact with people, understanding why do these people care? Why do these people care to come to service projects? Why do these people care today to be an effective leader? Why do you want to be an effective leader? And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I believe when we're effective leaders, not only can we make changes in our communities, we can make changes in our homes, we can make changes within our families, within our group of friends, within our relationships. Leadership is everywhere that we are. So if you focus on connecting not only with your key club members, when you focus on connecting with your family members, your parents, your brother or your sister, your significant other, that's leadership too. It's about making that connection. Because when you have that connection, you build that relationship. And that's how you make an impact and influence in other people's lives. Alright, bear with me with the creepy face for a second. Alright, so the next one's authenticity. Effective leaders are authentic. They're real. They don't try to pretend they're trying to be someone else. When I was in Key Club, I struggled a lot with self-esteem. I used to be that awkward kid. And I know some of you know this, I like to do what I call the awkward dance. So it's like this. And it reminds me that it's okay to just be myself. I just created that on the spot one day, and it's just been my thing because I've always been really uncomfortable with myself, but when I started being authentic to me and stop trying to appease other people, just be authentic with me. If I have a problem with someone, I'll let them know. I remember one time someone asked me, hey, can you go pick someone else up that's 45 minutes out of the way? And I said, no, like old Rich would be like, yeah, sure, I want to be that nice guy. I want to do you that favor. But then the current Richard today, I'm like, you know what? I actually value my time. Not in the yeah, you go there. So I told I thought about it. I would rather pay for Uber to have that person drive than take that other person myself. It was just it was a connection I had. So the point of me saying that is I'm being very real about it. I'm doing what I feel is right because I do respect my time. And what that does for me, when you're being authentic, when you're just being really real about what you need, not what other people need, what ends up happening is you start trusting yourself. You start having confidence within yourself to start making your own decisions. And then when you start making your own decisions and you start being more confident, that's when you can really begin to be yourself. To just be who you are. Because it took me 24 years to really realize how to just be myself like I am today, but like right now. Because I remember when I was in Key Club, I was really nervous. I was just like, authenticity. You gotta be real. You gotta be really real. And I didn't really know, speaking about being really real, keep it real. Yeah, just gotta keep it real. That's what authenticity is. So what I learned from just being really real is that's where you find that confidence with yourself. And that's important in being an effective leader because you gotta stay true to your heart. And when you stay true to your heart, that's when you have the opportunity to really connect and share that genuine passion that you have inside of you. All right, you ready? Next one's courage. Courage. What is courage? Why is courage important to be an effective leader? Courage is important to be an effective leader because when you have courage, you have that courage to just take a stand. Like that cactus standing in that desert. You have that courage to just stand there when no one else is standing with you. And just go for it. Courage is about taking that leap of faith. Courage is about taking that leap of faith and not knowing if you're going to just die on the ground or fall in a haystack, like this right here. We play Assassin's Creed. Okay, check this out right here. Another Assassin's Creed clip. Alright, so I want you to imagine doing that. Like, just imagine that's who you are. You're swinging out that pole, grabbing onto that ledge. Like, I know this is a video game, but just imagine that for a second. First of all, how cool is that? And second of all, just imagine the amount of courage it would take to do that in real life. That's kind of the level of courage that we get to bring as leaders. Stop playing that. See the guy jumping. So as leaders, as effective leaders, we get to be courageous. We get to take that jump. When I quit my job, January 2014, that was a jump for me. That was a huge jump for me. I was kind of nervous. I said, my whole entire family's like, Richard, keep your job. You got to keep making money. You got to keep doing what you're doing. Because this whole motivational speaking thing, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, Richard. It's just, where are you going to make money? How are you going to make a living? And when I took that first step, I said, you know what? I don't want to spend the rest of my life working in a corporate desk job, 9 to 5, every single day for the rest of my life. I want to make a difference. I want to help people. And this is why I'm doing what I'm doing today. This is super appropriate for this weekend. And this is like serendipity. The straight up serendipity. Okay, so who's excited for the Governor's Ball tonight? Alright, so we're talking about courage. Sophomore year in high school was the first time I ever went to decon. And I had the biggest crush on one of my best friends. Yeah, don't all too early. Don't all too early. So it turns out I already knew this. She didn't like me. She liked my other best friend. But I didn't care. I'm like, okay, I respect that. I dig. But it's the Governor's Ball, and we're both key club members. You're going. I'm going. I just have to do it. I just have to ask you to dance. Might be creepy, might be awkward, definitely awkward, but I just gotta do it. So, Saturday, like today, imagine today happening. Imagine me going to the Governor's Ball. You're watching me going, and I got that, my cute friend, that I'm like, I gotta ask her out. I gotta ask her to the Governor's Ball. And so it was literally about this time right now. I was probably right off this workshop where I said, you know what, I'm gonna ask her. So what I did was, I'm like, okay, all you have to do, Richard, just gotta walk up to her and say, hey Stacy, that's the filler name I use for everything. Hey Stacy, you wanna go to the Governor's Ball with me? That's all I have to say, right? So I walk up to her. Come on, Richard, you got this. Okay. Come on, Richard, be a man. You got this, man. Come on, just do it. Just do it. And for 4 hours, I did this for 4 hours. I kept looking at her. I'm like, I have to ask her. I just have to do it. And I was so nervous about it. Once it got to the 3-hour mark, I'm like, Richard, come on, time's ticking, man. You gotta do it. You got 2 hours left. You gotta do it. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And the same thing happened again and again. And I got so nervous that like I started getting lightheaded. So lightheaded, I almost blacked out. Like literally, like my head was pulsing, and I was like, oh, what's going on? Come on, just do it, man. And then it got so bad to the point, like I was sweating, my shirt was drenched, I was wearing a jacket. It got so bad to the point where I literally had to just sit down for like a few minutes, like 10 minutes. I'm like, okay. So I sat down, and I said, okay, and in that 10 minutes, I thought to myself, okay, how do I push myself how do I find that courage to just do it? How do I just go for it? So here's my plan. If I can't verbally speak it, because my body just wouldn't let me say, hey, Stacy, will you go to the government ball with me? I said, how you force it is you tap her on the shoulder. Because once you get her attention, you can't go back, right? That's what happened. Finally, after 4 hours, I went up to her and I tapped her on the shoulder. And this is exactly what she did. And everything felt super slow motion to me. It was like this. And then Stacy said, yes. And then I said, hey, Stacy. Will you go? Will you go to the governor's ball with me? Ladies, please do not ever do this. Whoever's in charge of music, slow dance earlier, please, okay? This year. So, what ended up happening was, after halfway, we're awkwardly dancing like we do. And what ended up happening was, she's like, oh man, I'm really hot. I need to take a break outside. So we sat outside on the porch, or on the stair steps, and no, that didn't happen. Right now. That did not happen. I wish it did. What ended up happening was we just talked and we never danced. But here's the point of why I'm telling you all this. Why I'm telling you all this is because, you see, that was the first step of courage. That was the first step of courage for me becoming who I am today. You know what happened next? The next decon? Now she didn't ask me. What happened the next decon? So I finally got over her. So the next decon, I actually met my girlfriend that I was with for 3 years. And she's actually still one of my best friends today. So, it's just one thing leads to another. And from that first super awkward sophomore year in Stacy, led me to my current, or not my current, I say current, I don't know, I just feel like we're such good friends. We're not in a relationship though. Led to that junior year, being in a relationship for 3 years. And then that courage, that just taking initiative and just going for it, led me to recently I ended up asking 5 girls out in a week and they all said yes. We've got a little bit of time, so ladies, gentlemen, if you're ever asking someone else out, doesn't matter. Check out my YouTube channel, I got the video on this. But the quick thing is, this goes back to being authentic. Remember I talked about being authentic? So, authentic. Why those ladies said yes is because I was being real about it. And this is all I did. I said, hey, don't worry, I'm just using it as an example. Hey, don't freak out. Hey, I think you're really cute, and I'd like to just get to know you better. Would you be open for a date? You know, and I was just being really, really real about it. Especially gentlemen, ladies too. If you ever want to ask someone out, just be real about it. That's how it's done. Yeah. Alrighty. There you are standing. There you are standing in the middle of the desert, alone. You're still standing there because you believe in yourself. You believe you have something that you want to do, whether it's asking that girl out to the governor's ball tonight, or maybe it's making a difference in the world by asking that girl out to the governor's ball tonight. Whatever it is, you're staying there because you believe it. You're connected. You're connected with not only with people, not only with other people's passions, but you're connected with your own passion. Because we're people too. You have to connect with yourself. You got to connect with what's real for you. What do you want? Authenticity. You got to be real about it. As effective leaders, we have to be real about it. We got to be authentic. We got to speak from the heart. That's what it's about. And last one is courage. As effective leaders, we need to be courageous. We need to be able to just get out there and just go after what we want. No matter how awkward it might be. No matter how uncomfortable it might be. No matter how difficult it might be. Courage is that step forward that's going to get us to our goals and making a difference in the world. And what happens when you're standing there alone in that desert, that cactus, when you're standing there alone, like this, what ends up happening is when you start believing in yourself, when you just start trusting yourself and just being real about everything that you do, people will follow. Yay! So I got two more questions to wrap this up. First question is, which one of these three things stand out to you most? Connection, authenticity, and courage. Awesome. It might be different, Stacy. Awesome. It might be different for each person. So I want you to think about which one stands out to you most, and then the last question I want to ask you is, what can you do today? I'm going to ask you two questions actually. Why is this important to you? Why is courage or whatever authenticity or connection important to you to develop as an effective leader? What difference can that make in your life? And what are you going to do today? What are you going to do today, this weekend, maybe this week, to start working on that? What's that one step that you can take today to make it happen? All right. And one more thing. All right, so we got our hashtags here. We have the official hashtag Celebrate CNH, and right next to it, we got CNH Cactus. And this is going to be inside joke for people who are here. Throughout the rest of the convention, what I'd like you to join me in doing is just standing in the middle of nowhere. Thank you so much for coming, and let's take an epic selfie.